And we are live. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. Thanks for being here. Got a fun, unusual book to show you today. Not a lot of people have seen it. So it's going to be fun. Chat's open, folks. Banners are open. It's Sunday morning. Sunday, the 29th of December. This is the last Sunday Funnies of the year. So we're going out with a good one. Running the opening. We'll get right into it, folks.
Woo.
Everybody's holding their head. So it's all good. Nobody's very talkative this morning.
You're going to be less talkative when you show the book because I've never seen it.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, look.
Well, I hope it's because you're ogling at the artwork. Yeah. There we go. Here's the opening. Here we are, Sunday Funnies, folks. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find the majority of my work through Arrow Comics, like the latest, well, not the latest, but like the Shadow Kingdom that Russ Leach drew that I adapted, of a great public domain story by Robert E. Howard, and as well as The Atlantean #1 that will be available for retail shortly. The campaign is done. It's fulfilled. And we couldn't be more proud of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Just got a couple more to send out to Europe in the new year. We'll have to wait for the hardback to turn up, but it's here now, so it's all good.
It's very close to being fulfilled. So can't wait for everybody to see it and read it. We've had some really good positive reviews back on it, and we can't tell everybody how grateful we are that you bought into the campaign. And look for Atlantean 2 in March through funmycomic.com. For more info on that, Russ will tell you more about that. You go over to russleach.com and join that mailing list and stay up to date on the news about the Atlantean. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Oh, by the way, before I switch it over to Glenn, I can tell you, just as a helpful hint, if you have Netflix, I have saved you the trouble of watching Squid Game 2. It's terrible.
I didn't see Squid Game 1.
I watched Squid Game 1 when I was flat on my back and couldn't move, and I thought it was pretty good. But folks, Squid Game 2 is what they call using the bank.
Is that like Squid Pro?
Squid Pro.
Honestly, to tell you the honest truth, it's not even Squid Pro Quo, because the first season was pretty good. These guys get caught. These indigents pretty much get picked up by a strange organization and stuck on an island. They're forced to play a game that's a bunch of children's games that are very deadly.
Right.
Like red light, green light. Only on red light, if they don't stop, they get shot and killed. So,
great.
Yeah, just fun stuff like that. But they sure dropped the ball on that second season. It wasn't good at all. Anyway, also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer. I write books such as this one, which you can get on Amazon. I illustrate and create cartoons, which is this one. You can get this on Fun My Comic. And I also occasionally publish magazines about comics, believe it or not. This is a 100-page magazine that comes out every now and again called Comics Limited. You can find most of my stuff, certainly this and the Kirby book, on Amazon. So have a look around and buy all my stuff for the new year.
There we go. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself, please.
My name's Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK, suffering from a horrible head cold at there you go. Everybody else has got the same problem. Issue 2 of The Atlantean is on the board right now. I've just received and done a few small edits to the cover art for this issue from Ink Spots, who's done a great job over my pencils. So you can see there we go. There's the cover. There you go. So
attacks.
Carrying on in the same vein, we've gone for this Savage sort of Conan-esque kind of feel. Black and white interior, full colour painted cover. I'm on the search for issue 3's cover artist at the same time as I'm producing the internal book. You can find out all about that if you go over to russleach.com and sign up for the email list over there.
Issue 3 is currently being written.
Yes.
Plotted and written. Let me get this camera set up here. Sid's struggling. It's a little better. Our book today is The Sinister House of Secret Love, number 3.
The Sinister House of Secret Love.
Sinister House of Secret Love. Kathy knew she would die unless she discovered what secret curse prevented her from becoming the Bride of the Falcon. It's gothic romance. So you're sitting here going, why are we looking at this book? No. And it's a well-loved book, by the way. Covers little corners are bent up, and there's a little bit of water damage on it. And believe it or not, I've never seen another copy of this in the wild. So when I did see it, I had to pick it up. Mainly because the story is by Alex Toth, written by Frank Robbins, and inked by Frank Giacoia.
What a combination.
Very unusual, yeah. And it's the whole book. So
it's a DC book, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So while their DC played with romance all the way through the mid 70s, this book is 1972. And I had never thought it had been reprinted before, but Charles says that it's available in an artisan edition, black and white.
Does it say Bride of Me Falcon?
There's a the of the. It's just hard to see.
Is it in Spanish or something?
Falcon. No, it's in English.
Oh.
Bride of Me Falcon.
No, there's a the there.
It's from Yorkshire.
Of the Falcon.
Oh, Bride of the Falcon.
Yes.
Got it.
It says me.
Me. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, Bride of Me Falcon.
Yeah, Frank Robbins.
By Frank Robbins.
Aye.
With his comic strip signature here, Frank Robbins did the strip Johnny Hazard for a few decades, very much like Steve Canyon, and in a Milt Caniff type style.
Oh. You just turn yourself off, Randy.
I know, because nobody wants to hear me blowing my nose.
All right. Okay.
But he was freelance at DC for a little while, did a lot of Batman writing, did a lot of other oddball assignments, and then went over to Marvel and worked for a while over there. Did the first 25 issues of The Invaders and a number of other little short assignments, a stint for about a half a year on Captain America, I believe. Did the Human Fly comic that I think had another good, at least a dozen issues. But he did like the first 6 or 7 of them. Go ahead.
This artwork is going to be really good to look at, because it's interesting that Alex Toth would get an inker, never mind Frank Giacoia.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, what do I know? But I would never have put those two together. So this is going to be interesting.
Girl at the dock there. It's your typical gothic romance story. You can see some parts are inked a little bit more realistic than others.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that Mobius we're looking at on Friday there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bit wordy, bit balloony. But the drawings are good. But they would be, wouldn't they? Alex Toth.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't draw in the word balloons to start with, given how much open space we have here.
Yeah.
On the lettering. I'm not even sure who did the lettering.
It's not been translated, has it?
No, this is in English. It was made to be in English. I don't know if it's been translated into another country or not.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, this is, well, I didn't think it had ever been reprinted before Charles says it's included in a Alex Toth artisan edition. So I could be wrong. Folks in the chat, if you're out there, if you know if this has been reprinted before, let us know. Legendary Monkey is in the house.
It's interesting to see.
Good morning.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
It's interesting to see Frank Giacoy not doing a superhero, because he's probably most famous for Kirby Captain America, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see him on a non-superhero strip.
Yeah. I think this is her looking in the mirror. This is the back of her head here.
Yeah.
If it is, it probably needed a little bit harder line right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks part of it, doesn't it?
Doesn't look like hair. Go ahead.
Nice eyes.
Oh, yeah, great eyes. Yeah. I would imagine Frank inked a lot of that romance material, didn't he?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with a lot of any romance material, really. I know they're there, but I've never seen them. Not seen a lot of them. I know Coletta did a lot, didn't he, on Kirby in the late 40s? Was it early 50s?
Coletta did a lot of romance books that he did the pencils on too.
Right.
That it looks really good.
Yeah, he's good at drawing women, isn't he?
Yeah.
Those beautiful thick black lines around that figure on the left there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very unusual team.
So I thought we would look at it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Fun book. Yeah.
It is good.
The silhouette at work up here. Alex wanting to keep it as simple as possible. Legendary Monkey says good morning. Morning, Legendary. Good morning. Morning from Marv. Beautiful cover. Very much like a photo cover, like the old romance books used to have. Yeah. Yeah. And she does. Yeah. She looks like Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. Oh.
Love this. Works pretty well.
Yeah.
Down to a little right. Oh, we should also point out the fantastic Charles Atlas ad here on the inside front cover. The insult that made a man out of Mac.
Yar.
Was pretty prominent all over comics during this time period. This was printed in 1972.
Didn't Giacoya ink Shield as Frankie Ray?
He might have, probably did, yeah.
He did, yeah, because early on, and he was working for DC and moonlighting with Marvel, and he was Frankie Ray on. I can see I don't know which issue. It's one of Strange Tales. It's the one where those two guys are flying at you on those, and Nick Fury's in the background. And Mentallo, is it? I was just going to say that this is DC again. So maybe was DC Giacoya's main publisher, main employer?
I always thought it was Marvel, but
I did, yeah, yeah. But anyway, it's very nice though. I think he's brilliant on Captain America.
He's like oil and vinegar, though, with a lot of other
Yes.
pencilers there.
Yeah, well, they put him on Daredevil with Gene Colan, didn't they? It didn't work for me, that. Gene Colan's work is too loose and Giacoya's is too rigid to work for me. Well, that page there looks like part of the story, doesn't it?
This here, yeah. Only it's an ad.
Yeah.
Are those zip racers? No. SSPs, yes, SSP racers. They have a little T
That's a
starter
good
that you pull. Yeah.
That's a good piece of information, isn't it? The action starts, Christmas tree starting lights flash one after another, which they do on a Christmas tree, don't they?
Frank Giacoya studied at Manhattan School of Industrial Art, at later the High School of Art and Design, and the Art Students League of New York. He entered the comics industry penciling the feature Jack Frost in USA Comics #3, dated January 1942.
Wow.
Inked by friend and high school classmate Carmine Infantino.
Wow.
The latter's first art for comics and published by Marvel Comics, 1940s precursor Timely Comics. His friend and collaborator Carmine Infantino, a classmate at the Art Students League, recalled that Frank and I were in constant contact. One day in 40, we decided to go up to Timely Comics, which later became Marvel, to see if we could get work. They gave us a script called Jack Frost, and that story became our first published work. Frank did the pencils, I did the inking. Joe Simon was the editor, and he offered us both a staff job. Frank quit school and took the job. I wanted desperately to quit school, and I told my father that it was a great opportunity. He said, "No way, you're going to finish school." Later in 41, Giacoya joined the New York City comic book packager, Eisner and Iger. The studio of Golden Age greats, Will Eisner and Jerry Iger. His early works include drawing crime comics for Ace Comics, horror and at Avon Publishing, and a multitude of characters for National Comics Publications, the primary company that evolved into DC, including The Flash and Batman. Other companies Giacoya did artwork for during the 40s and 50s include Crestwood, Dell, Eastern, Fawcett, Harvey, Lev Gleason, and Timely. 40s precursor to Marvel. Giacoya and writer Otto Binder introduced the short-lived character Captain Wonder in Kids Comics #1 back in February of 43. So he's really a golden age artist.
Yeah.
During the 60s Silver Age books, he became best known as a Marvel Comics inker, particularly on Captain America stories penciled by the character's co-creator Jack Kirby, one of the company's preeminent names. He worked on virtually every title at one time or another. Giacoya inked the first appearance of the Punisher in Amazing Spider-Man #129 back in February 1974. He worked on a newspaper comic strip, The Amazing Spider-Man, based on the Marvel property from 78 to 81, as well as the strips Flash Gordon, Incredible Hulk, Johnny Reb, and Billy Yank. Billy Yank, huh? Okay. Sherlock Holmes and Thorne McBride. He was credited as the pseudonym Frankie Ray for some time. Fantastic 453. His real name was announced in the bullpen bulletins. He's won a few awards.
Fantastic 453.
Yep.
Oh, his name was announced. He didn't ink 53. That was Joe Sinnott, wasn't it? So go on.
Yeah, he was credited as the pseudonym Frankie Ray for some time. Then in FF53, his real name was announced in the bullpen bulletins.
Right. Because I know he used to get the gig when Joe Sinnott dropped out for an issue or whatever.
Yeah. And its list of the 20 greatest inkers in American comic books, historians at the retailer Atlas Comics, no relation to the comics publisher, listed Giacoya at #5. So in comics from 41, Giacoya's smooth, thick line, recognizable over a surfeit. Surfiet, that's a word I haven't run across before, of outstanding pencilers. Gil Kane called him an extraordinarily powerful inker. Carmine Infantino, Gene Colan, Jack Kirby all benefited from his heavy, robust line work, which always helped tell the story in a simple, direct way. His collaboration with Kirby on the short-lived newspaper strip Johnny Reb and Billy Yank, which Giacoya created, was superb. Was generally the case when he teamed up with the King. Frank worked for many publishers during his 40-odd years in comics. Love Gleason, Hillman, Timely, DC, and of course Marvel, where he sometimes moonlighted under the alias Frankie Ray while he was still working for DC. And he's got a long list of books that he's done work on that include Tower Comics, Eclipse, Dell, Marvel, DC, of course, Atlas, all sorts of references here.
Is Tower Comics Dynamo and all that?
Thunder Agent.
Yeah. Thunder. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's credited with Dynamo 1, Fight the Enemy 1 through 3, Thunder Agents 1 through 12, and Undersea Agent number 3. So he's inked stories in all of those.
So he's inking Wally Wood then if he was doing Thunder Agents, wasn't he?
Probably was, yeah.
Wow.
A long and a lot longer career than I had imagined, but yeah, a long and very prophetic career.
Great eyes again on that girl on the right.
Yeah.
Just say, Frank Robbins wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
Toth drew it, and Giacoya inked it. Doesn't Toth usually write his own stuff?
A lot of times, the majority of the time, yeah.
Because it just seems like an odd team to me.
Well, it literally might have been a script that was laying around for a while.
Yeah.
Alex pops into the office and says, I've got some time. You want to do this story? Oh, the story is so many pages longer than I was expecting to draw, but, Frank Robbins wrote it, so I could probably pencil it. So they found Giacoya to ink it.
Yeah. Was that Jim Steranko on that photograph?
Which photograph?
The one the girl's holding at the...
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Before he found his wig.
Mm-hmm. A wig. What? Oh, anyway.
That girl there on the right is brilliant. Those eyes are fantastic.
Yeah. And those up the nose shots aren't easy to pull off.
That's right. And I like the way she's got the dark eyebrows as well.
HR in the house says hello. Hello, HR. Hope you're doing well. Says top. Top, HR says.
Ring the bell, Roberto. That's what that joke, isn't it? What do you call it? An Italian with a toe made of rubber. Roberto. Anyway.
That joke brought to you by Glenn Fleming, folks. Still with us, Russ?
Yeah.
He sounded like he was in pain. Yeah.
Kissing, you can't do that.
A little bit of intimacy here. Guy's got a scar down the side of his face, it looks like.
Oh, no. You can't have people kissing.
HR's laughing.
That's where the last girl scraped him for kissing. Is
that what it is? Scratched him good?
Yeah. That was the guy, when he was drunk, he'd get hold of a guy in a bar. That's what happened. It's very, when we did Alex Toth a few months ago, whenever it was, 3 weeks ago, we said about how minimal his line is, and this is proven in this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With the hair and everything. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's because it's convincing.
Yeah, because it's every line counts, isn't it?
That's literally what it is. Yeah.
Looks like Superman on the right there, doesn't he now? He's more from Steranko into Superman. Great angle there at the bottom panel where they're going up the steps.
Yeah, it is. Isn't that great? Love the silhouette.
Very menacing.
A little more exposition here.
It's Mrs. Xavier from the X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah. Only it's a slightly miscolored Aunt May.
Yeah. Oh dear. Madre mia. A bit of a mess his face, isn't it? What happened to him?
It's got a dragon in the basement.
Oh, right.
No, not really.
The dragon there in the wheelchair.
Obviously, being known as the Falcon, it was back when he was falconing and Bird got a little over testy. At least he wasn't attacked by a flurkin.
A flurkin? What's a flurkin?
Sorry, that's an inside joke to the Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
It's how they explained, believe it or not, it's how they explained Nick Fury's eye patch. He got it scratched out by a dimensional cat.
Do we have to know again?
No, we don't.
Fucking shit. Sorry.
Say what you mean, Ross.
I just fell out. Sorry, everybody.
He doesn't say much, but you know what he means.
That's my cold talking. It's all rubbish.
Oddly, almost as entertaining as Squid Game 2.
Is there going to be a Squid Game 3?
That was the whole setup for Squid Game 2. Coming soon, Squid Game 3.
Oh.
I've just decided that everything is rubbish now. Everything showed us nothing.
Yeah.
Except for the things that they tell you are rubbish. So, in my very shallow way, I watched Red 1 with The Rock in it. And my son and I laughed all the way through it and thought it was funny.
And it's not a comedy.
Because it was stupid. No, it's supposed to be stupid. It's a stupid film for the holiday season. And you're supposed to just sit back and turn your brain off and enjoy yourself. There was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And the fact that the world is going around saying how awful it is just goes to prove what a bunch of idiots they all are. The whole world has gone completely bloody mad. And my phone's going.
I sat through it about a week or so ago. I thought it was really good. A lot better than a lot of those other Christmas movies that I sat through.
Well, last night,
with Dwayne Johnson in it, it was good.
Last night, The Godfather was on.
Well, there you go.
The first one. So I put that on for 20 minutes, and I thought, and Helen was there, and she was looking at her phone and stuff. I thought, well, this isn't fair. So I turned it over and put Pretty Woman on instead. Right? Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, this is a feel-good movie type of thing, and it's just a vehicle to show how gorgeous Richard Gere is, and what's she called, the other one with the curly hair,
Julia Roberts.
Yeah, it's just about that's all it is. It's just a vehicle for those two good-looking people. Mm-hmm. And then so we watched that, and that's on for 2 hours. So we watched that, and then I turned it back up, and The Godfather was still on.
Oh yeah.
So watched that for another hour. Went to bed about 1:30, watching The Godfather.
Yeah.
What a great film. Godfather.
Just Godfather. Yes. We knew what you meant. Yeah, just classic cinema there.
And Godfather 2 is on New Year's Eve at 11 o'clock. Who's going to watch that? They'll be watching Jules Holland, won't they, Russ?
I won't be. Silly old bastard. I'm fed up of seeing the same tripe every year.
Yeah.
All these self-sanctimonious scumbags come onto your television at 11 o'clock at night on New Year's Eve, telling you how great everybody is in their little world. Get stuffed. Sorry, I've had enough. Our world can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
I think it is doing.
I'm just fed up with these people. Fed up with the whole lot.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
I'm just questioning my sanity paying 150 quid a year for that rubbish. I never watch it.
I know.
Never
I know,
watch the BBC. But no, the only thing I watch on the BBC is the football.
Yeah, my wife watches a few things, so because of that, I keep it. Otherwise, I would get rid of the license.
Yeah.
Wife was just saying that about our cable company this morning, since they decided to raise the bill $10.
Yeah.
Well, I just, I mean, all the any of the services that I buy, I've just reduced them all to the lowest amount and accept advertising on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not paying for that crap.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm only paying for those bits because my kids want it. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother.
Yep.
Oh,
but then I just read comics all day.
There you go.
Old comics.
Real ones.
Yeah, real comics.
Is that his shadow there, or is it the girl in a total eclipse?
Here? That's
no, the top. At the top.
Window.
That's the girl, isn't it?
That's the girl, yeah.
It's I think Vince Coletta got hold of this page.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't want to draw that in.
Well, probably Alex Toth with a nice little X. Frank will fix it anyway. There you go.
Frank will fix it in post.
Same thing here.
Oh.
No, you can excuse it for the lighting. It's kind of the same thing here. The window wrapped around the couple.
It's quite a nice effect, that though, isn't it? I don't know what's going on, but it's quite a nice effect.
Yeah.
They look like they're off. They look like the galaxy being, don't they, off the outer limits?
Yeah. It's this only through a window reflection or shadow.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of hugging. Girls hanging on.
Where did that guy come from? The butler. Where's he from? I haven't seen him before.
Butler School.
Butler School. Yeah.
You ain't bloody.
It's their Parker. Falcon Part 2. So they originally planned on this being serialized.
Look at that word balloon there going all across that panel.
Here.
In the center. No, in the center. The center panel.
Right.
Yeah. The tail. Yeah.
Yeah, the tail of it. Look at that. Oh,
got a lot
that's
of
the wrong way round, isn't it?
Yeah.
That needed to be flipped.
Had to get past her. Yeah, could have. Yeah, it does. It still comes down here, so it's like a double whammy on that panel.
Yeah.
Unless he's talking here.
No, he's talking.
She's
so
talking
if you'd
there.
have flipped that the other way round, you could have had her bubble first. Yeah.
Yep. She needed to be walking from right to left. Or from left to right, I mean. I got all this conversation. I guess I'm just going to draw some feet. There you go.
It's weird, isn't it? It's a weird combination that's going on with this.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
So is this big menagerie of crap that you could order, including a slot machine and a werewolf mask. That's it. 6 foot tall Frankenstein, all for just a few quarters.
I always wanted one of those X-ray spy pen things. There's one there, and the secret spy.
Yeah. There's one of them X-ray specs.
I wonder if they ever worked. I wonder if anybody ever bought this stuff.
I'm sure they did. Considering how long these ads ran.
Oh no. No, look what you've done. Blame the dog.
That's a funky one piece she's got on there.
Yeah.
Mitch Rogers is in the house. Mitch, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Real good. Want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, I am Mitch Rogers, the creator of the Boger, horror comic book artist, writer from Greenville, South Carolina.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We're looking at the Bride of the Falcon.
Cool.
From the Sinister House of Secret Love, number 3.
Do you think Toth's getting a bit fed up with this now? Because look at this girl, the poses of this girl, right?
I thought they were pretty good.
No, I'm not saying they're not any good. I'm just saying look at them. No,
Right.
the way she's bending over and
Yeah.
Never mind. It's just me.
In anguish. Here, showing emotion. Like she's on a Shakespeare stage or something. Well, there he is, having trouble with his falcon. That it's not a metaphor.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
No, this artwork is great. Somebody's killed the dog.
I think so.
That's no good. And that Italian again with a toe made out of rubber.
Different guy.
Yes, one thing I can't do in my own books is kill a dog.
No, you shouldn't be killing dogs.
That was
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
in
a
the story, I mean,
hard movie, though. 1819. I'm not missing a page. Later the day, I looked for him, but couldn't find him anywhere. Or Pooji. I'd frightened him so. And since
Who names
all
her?
of the waking hours were spent with Lorenzo, I'd neglected my Pooji badly. So she's
Okay.
out looking for a dog.
I want to kill her for naming. I want to kill her for naming her dog Poochie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poo for sure.
Ooh, Poochie.
Pooji. Poodgie. Pooji. And then she meets another man, also wandering through the woods. A handsome man, not quite scarred as the falcon.
It's Roberto.
As opposed to Lorenzo,
Yep.
whom she'd been tending to most of the day instead of concentrating on her Pooji.
Oh dear. Here we go.
Matt Black says, morning, afternoon, all. I watched the Hunger Games, all 4. And all I'm going to say is, did they run out of budget in the last 2? Yes, they did. What an anticlimax. Just bad books, bad writing in general on those Hunger Game books. You know, you should, if you ever get a chance to watch the Raid, I think it's the Raid. No, Battle Royale is the name of the movie series. If you ever get a chance to watch those, you will be you will happily realize where that Hunger Games influence came from.
Great movie.
And Battle Royale, much better.
Yeah. It's based on a comic too.
Yeah, The Godfather is about 4 hours long. Yawn. Soccer, talent shows, and reality shows in Portugal nowadays. Movies after midnight. Streaming is the best option if you want to be entertained. We might rent a movie later. There you go, Marv. Yep. Had a Sony camcorder. When you put it into night mode, you could see through, pardon me, women's black tops. There you go. Not sure why, but it only worked on black. Yeah.
That was a magic camera.
So what if
very mid.
No, I won't say it.
Legendary magic camera.
A Kirby
What was
cracker
that?
there.
Yeah, it was at a Sony camcorder. Okay, I'll go on
Yeah,
Amazon later.
write that
Yeah.
down.
I just did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on Amazon later.
There we go. You're talking about the Kirby Crackle here?
Yeah, the water thing. It's turned into Kirby Crackle.
Just an oil
It
spill.
has.
All right. Nice.
It looks like he's jumping into the negative zone.
Yeah, it does. I'll be back after I fight a nihilist. Sorry, I have no more DC comics.
Gosh.
You can order them if you want. Just cut out this, mutilate your book, mail us some money. We'll send you comics.
Well, if you mutilate it, you go buy a new one, can't you?
Yeah.
Just
If you can
double up
find
and-
one, but sorry, I have no DC comics.
That kid in the last on the right hand page on the last panel with the Superman top on looks like one of the kids out of the Kirby's Dingbats, doesn't it?
It does,
You
yeah.
know that face.
Yeah. I was thinking this might be Carmine Infantino and Bob Oxner, Incan.
I don't know.
Not sure. It kind of looks like Carmine's older material. Or
I'm
newer.
sorry. I have
or
no
modern
more
material.
strength to read DC comics.
Is that girl gone behind him to rob him? Because look where she is in the first panel, and then she's around.
Yeah. She's gonna go down on all fours, and he's gonna push him over.
And then pinch his money to buy some DC.
Pinch his money. To go and buy some Marvel comics.
He's got to be careful though, because he's wielding a pair of scissors out in the street.
Oh no, they're not even
Strange.
round-ended. He should have an appropriate adult to help him.
There you go. Can't be running with those.
Yeah. Now, Russ, you're telling me that you're not going to buy the Harley Quinn fart comic book?
No, I've read enough fart comic books in my time. I'm afraid I'm all out of farts. It's just,
Those of you watching,
so
that's a
sad.
thing.
It is,
Yeah,
it's
it
so
is a
sad. You look at that and you just think, this is what comics have come. This is what American mainstream comics have come to. It's just utterly just rubbish. So sad.
Only
So
because they let it happen.
Yeah, they made it happen. So it's not
And
to say there
somebody-
aren't still great comics out there. There is some good stuff. Even a couple of corporate comics are quite good, but for the most part, it's all just very sad.
But there was somebody up at corporate that thought a Harley Quinn fart book would be a great idea.
No, do you know what? I don't think anyone up at corporate is thinking anything. I think the lunatics have taken over the asylum, and they're just allowed to. You've just got a bunch of editors who haven't really got a clue what they're doing, letting their mates in, or putting someone who's trendy on Facebook or something, putting them in. They've been doing this for a while, and they're just producing tripe. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
There's no one corralling them, no one giving them guidance or anything. They're just off on their own. Lunatics are in charge. And occasionally you get a few people that are like really good, and they pop something out that's all right.
We call those
it's madness.
accidents.
Yeah, accidents, happy
We call
accidents.
those
It's
accidents.
utter madness. It's madness.
Yep.
So there you go.
Nice shot here.
Just read old comics. There's lots of them out there.
Yep.
There's still some good independent stuff as well. Worth going and checking out.
He's being plagued by crazy thoughts.
So he's gone to look for the dog. Parker's
Yes.
buried the dog, and he's gone, and he doesn't remember because the garden is that big. But
Is he slapping the butler about?
Yeah, because he's buried the dog, and he can't remember. This is what I'm saying. He can't remember because the estate is so vast
Yeah.
So he started digging on the outside the front door because he figures that's where he put it.
Under the rose bush.
Oh dear.
She has very long fingers.
Is she giving him the V sign on the last panel there?
It does look like it, doesn't it?
I think she's telling him she actually had 2 dogs.
Yeah.
All right.
That says,
Click,
I will
click,
ask you
2 dogs,
questions,
milady.
dear. You will answer them. Yes. Answer by blinking once for yes and twice for no. Understand?
She's turned into Ant-Man, click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Somebody's still typing here, apparently.
2 dogs. That's why you have a double-barreled shotgun.
It's going crazy.
Sorry.
Oh,
I love
I heard
dogs.
him. I heard Lorenzo's voice. I can hear again. I can hear. She says,
Look at her face. A lot of expression in those eyes. That's really good.
yeah.
Oh, he's there, look.
That face on top left, that girl's face at the top left, looks a bit Gil Kane-ish.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick turnover, what happens?
You get another ad, mate.
We have to get past this cartoon for money ad first.
Yeah. The Twinkies are coming.
Play guitar in 7 days.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. You too could be Jimi Hendrix in just 7 days.
Oh dear. Clickety, 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 click. That's a lot of clicks.
Somebody's still typing off camera.
He's turned into Sylvester Stallone in that middle panel.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm the Falcon over there looking for a dog.
Hey, John. Her hair has grown over the time. It's got bigger and bigger.
Do you know what she's turned into with that haircut, Russ? She's turned into a Jackie character.
Yeah,
Jackie,
yeah,
Mandy and all those. Remember those?
yeah, yeah.
She had that sort of stylized blonde hair.
Hair was bigger than back then, though, right? Women's hairstyles got more poofy. Yeah.
Poofy.
Was this the late 60s, early 70s?
Early 70s, 72.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of clicking going on, isn't there? Click, 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 click. What
I
she's
think it's
saying
part
is
of
it
part of
moves
the story where she's hearing things. Yeah.
Yeah, but she said 1 click for no and 2 clicks for yes. So she's saying yes, yes, no, 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 and yes, yes, no, no, no. Morse code. There you go.
behave yourself.
My restored hearing seems to be very keen now, picking up every tiny sound. Then I heard it. You're for the first time. A faint, persistent clicking.
She wants me to see her ring. Yes.
Here.
Yeah, that's what it says. Her ring. She wants me to see her ring.
A signal. Her eyes looking at her ring. That's it, her ring. She wants me to see her ring. Belisa, why are you trembling? What? Oh, yes. It's late, and I forgot to give your mother her medicine. I used the first excuse that came to mind, but it would serve me well. Another long tail here on this balloon.
Yeah. She's got 15 names, this girl. She's called Kathy, Bellezza, and Caramia. So she keeps every word balloon he calls her something else.
Could be her whole name. He just uses little parts of it. No, I definitely would have put that word balloon down here.
Yeah.
What is that? The One Ring?
It is.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
So you're dead, are you, you little fake? You can hear. What were you doing with my mother's ring?
Oh, it's his wife.
Uh,
He's married Aunt May.
so you
Oh
know
my God, he's snogging her.
Lorenzo.
she's not your mother? Yes. Good. The comedy is over. She is my wife. See, my beloved, faithful wife till death do us part, eh, Violetta? He goes back into his memories.
Oh, she can. Oh, right. Oh no, then he's with the maid. Is an old bird as tasty as you, my pigeon? Suddenly, Lorenzo, you bastard, you leave me to attend a falcon while you. They seem determined to destroy the artwork, don't they, with these word balloons like on that Mobius the other day.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're already on the page, like we said.
This memory, this is how he gets the scratches on his face, I bet.
Yeah. Here we go.
We're
They
going
mean to attend a falcon while
we're getting to the crescendo now.
While he's doing the maid.
Oh, strike.
And that's not a 70s dance.
No.
What's she doing there, that maid? What's she doing?
She's running off here.
She's running off.
But look at her hands. Is she?
It's getting attacked.
She's probably pulling her pants up.
She's pulling her pants up.
I didn't want to be that obvious, but yeah, that's what I was thinking.
She's stumbling away with her knickers around her knees.
Yeah.
Trips, falls.
She has the bird attack him, and then she gets attacked by a stroke. Yeah.
Never again will it attract plump young beauties. Your phantom face. Plump young beauties.
She didn't seem very plump.
Oh dear.
Some of the I mean, there's obviously the inkings. His inking is great, but I feel over Toth it's masking some of what Toth was doing.
Yeah.
Just this flashes of expression come through every now and then, like that the top right hand panel on the right hand side with the guy with the glasses, like the way he's shrugging and his face and everything. You can see Toth flowing through that.
Later, I learned that her own venom had taken its toll, poisoned her. The Contessa, your wife, has suffered a massive brain hemorrhage, a stroke, resulting in her total paralysis. She may never recover. I'm very sorry. And he's thinking, I'm not. That's what he is right here. I'm not.
I'm not, yeah. Good stuff.
A stroke of luck, I would call it. Her will names me as her sole beneficiary when she dies. Then, my disfigurement. The disfigurement made me seek my revenge. I taunted her, telling her precisely how normal her imminent death would appear. While she's lying there in bed and taking it. And so it shall. Then, with your willed estate, Violetta, I'll buy back the face I lost, and all the romance as yet not mine. through the through the best plastic surgery your money can buy. Ha ha ha. He never loved me, never intended to marry me. Then why in the name of God did he lead me on?
What a question.
Yeah. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You have money.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Black has said on the far left-hand side, she looks a little bit like Margaret Thatcher.
As you see, Kathy, falcons are as fickle as women. Once more, violinist pet obeys my command. Yes, as when it obeyed your command to kill Roberto. Another long tail here.
His name was Roberto.
I thought it was Lorenzo. Oh no, the guy with the scratches name is Lorenzo.
You're alive. I'm alive, and so are you.
I was dead, but I got better.
Roberto's back now. Jeez, what's going on? He's not a two-faced murderer, is he? He's a half-faced murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy, you should photocopy that subscription, fill it out, and see what happens when you send it off to the address. Yeah. LOL.
50 years too late. I bet the building isn't there. Never mind the company.
Oh, yeah. They've moved 3 times since then. Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing, Russ. Beehive hair. Yeah. Marvi says, I used to love Black Widow drawn by Colin. Way better than anyone that came earlier or after that. Great character design. Yeah. That's such a great, that black spandex, such a great costume. Simple. Margaret Thatcher on the left lower page, lower panel. Yeah. There's a correct. Carrie. Roberto, look out. Shoot the film. Stop him. No, don't shoot. Look. The Contessa will be endangered. He's using her as a shield. An eye for an eye. Eh, wife? He's still out to get his revenge. Long tail.
Oh no, they've both gone. Have they? Have they both gone?
Yeah, I think his scarf gets tangled up in her wheelchair while he pushes her over, and they both go.
Brilliant. Castel di Falco.
And so I left.
Now,
Castel di Falco. Yeah.
Check out that panel on the bottom right with sharp lines, all inks. You know what you were saying, Glenn, about what's fantastic about comic strips is that it doesn't go out of focus.
Yeah.
And yet, that panel has managed to give you such an incredible effect of depth.
Yes.
It's simple shapes at the front there. There's no special filter because there's no computers going on at this point. Mm-hmm. And yet, while you're looking at that image, it's almost like it's blurred at the front where you are.
Yeah.
While you look and follow the boat into the background. That is one of the most masterful pieces of comic book paneling I've ever seen.
Brilliant, isn't it?
That is absolutely amazing. It says everything you need to know about economy of line. That is an incredible panel.
Is it Venice? It looks like the skyline of Venice, with St. Mark's.
Something like that. Yeah.
St. Mark's,
Or Russia or something. I don't know.
I'm pretpretty sure it's Venice because I believe we had a guy in a gondola here at the start.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah. There's lots of
the
red and white poles.
The top panel though, they look like they're in the conning tower of a submarine going.
I
under
do,
the
didn't
water.
I?
Yeah.
Dive.
Yeah. It's Ice Station Zebra there.
Yeah.
It's an old reference, but it checks out.
Old movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that bottom panel is just
It's fantastic.
stellar. Absolutely stellar.
So he pushed her over the edge to kill her, and the scarf caught, and they both died.
Yeah.
And she's left with Roberto with his plastic foot.
Yes. It's a tragedy.
Neither one of them were nice people.
No.
No. Oh. Not the end, just a new beginning. Oh, bless.
Aww.
Oh.
Next issue on sale about February 10th.
On or about. I love that.
Not really. Yeah. On or about. Yeah.
I'll put my finger in the air. Around then. Oh, you love comics.
Yeah, give or take a few weeks.
Yeah.
But in the advert, the guy can't get them because they keep selling out, so you've got no chance, have you?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter when it comes out, you're never going to get it. Unless you subscribe. Be sure to subscribe.
And then it gets lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Send in a plain brown wrapper like the Playboys used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got I got a little prose piece to finish it up. It says, "Will I ever see you again?" I'm not sure who did those illustrations. I can't read that signature either. It's right there, whatever it is. No, that's a number there.
Yeah.
That's a production number. It's not even a signature.
It was an inmate at St. Quentin who drew that.
Shows you how bad my glasses are.
Well, that could be his name. He could have one of those, like, new age number names.
Yeah.
That could be Gray Morrow there.
Very slim.
Very thin line work on that.
I bet her boyfriend's called Justin.
Just in line. It's a moon monster, haunting. Comes with its own vinyl record.
Is that $1 or $100?
It's $1.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
friend.
100, doesn't it?
Over for a haunting.
I'd buy that for $1.
Get a record for $1.
What about the girl?
I think the
She's
girl-
$2.
Oh, controversial.
Oh,
Another little illustration. End. Written on it. I think he did the line work, but it really reminds me a lot of Gray Morrow's work. No signature at all that I can see. No pen name. Pretty sure there's no content page either. Oh, no. Anything at the front. Somebody's looking to give $11,750 for a rare coin, though.
yeah.
I thought inflation was bad now. Woo.
Yeah,
Can that be taller? Cut yourself in half.
there. Yep. This can be your big break. I'm
It should
sick
be
and
enough.
tired of my job.
That be taller should be an advert for a rack, shouldn't it?
Meh. Only $7.98 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always imagine being on a rack would be okay for the first couple of clicks on it. Sorting your
like-
back out, and then
So you will tell us the plans.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Carry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit further, will you? Oh, I'm going to come off here an inch taller. This is fabulous.
Be taller. It kind of sounds like a 1970s version of those penis enlargement pill ads.
It does, doesn't it?
Grow up to a foot long today.
Yeah.
Look at what it says in that box. At 43 years of age, I've gained, what is it? Is it 3 inches in height? My aim is to reach 6 foot. Well, if I bought that, that'd be me going backwards because I'm 6'1". What's the opposite of a rack?
Yeah.
A squish.
A squish. Buy this French squish.
By the squish. Oh, I love the squish.
It worked for Danny DeVito. It can work for you.
Yeah, it did work. He only used to be 2'5", didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he's 4'9".
Lifts are a fantastic thing.
Mhm. Stilts too.
It's like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. He can stand on a box like Alan Ladd.
I'm confused by the ad on the right. So it's like, I'm sick and tired of my job.
Yeah.
So like that first panel looks like there's somebody from the 70s.
Yeah.
And in the second panel, her hair looks like she's straight out of the 60s. And the panel directly under in the car looks like they're straight out of 1928.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
It's the wonders of clip.
Are they,
Anyway.
are they driving a bus? Because those women are way in back.
They're a long way back, aren't they?
Cars were a lot bigger back then. Come on.
They had 6 seats.
It's how you can, make out in the back of your car back then.
You used to get mattresses in cars back then.
Yeah. Volkswagen buses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those were
Volkswagen.
totally for sleeping. Totally for sleeping. Nothing
Totally
else.
for sleeping. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is not a shag wagon.
It's an ad for the Cleveland Institute of Electronics correspondence school.
Oh, there you go.
Because when I think of electricians, I think of the Cleveland Institute of Electronics.
Yes. You and me both.
This could be your big break.
The big break is on the other page.
If you're a man who's ever said, I'm sick and tired of my job, yeah, you can be taller. That's his superpower right there. Midway stretch man. Anyway.
Grow,
Right.
man, grow.
Well, we're done.
The end of the book is an ad for Aurora modeling. Yeah.
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. It's a quick one today.
The Sinister House of Secret Love, folks. The Bride of the Falcon.
Secret love.
We can call it. We don't have to go for 2 hours.
No, I think we should call it. I'm done.
Should we call it? I've still got a copy of Madame Xanadu 1 here, but it doesn't have Toth work in it. Real handy. I think we went through this book, though. I've got a Toth book here. I think we've gone through it already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come out.
I'm pretty sure we did. So look back on our previous episodes, folks. We've done a lot of Alex Toth. I think just about everything, almost everything in my collection. Still got some stray stories here and there that we can go over. Look at that amazing William Kaluta cover, though. I love Kaluta's work. Just adore it. Madame Xanadu 1. It's got artwork in it by the great Marshall Rogers. We'll look at that sometime eventually.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite Batman artists.
Yes, he was. His clown Joker fish.
Yeah.
Two-parter, really classic stuff that he drew. That I think it was Steve Englehart did the writing on. Real classic material. Bride of the Falcon today, though, folks, written by the great Frank Robbins, drawn, penciled by Alex Toth, inked by Frank Giacoya. We're glad you were here to watch this. You never know what you're going to find looking through your back issue boxes at your local retailer or at a show. You never know what you have until you look into that stuff. So If you love comics as much as we do, take a second, especially during this holiday season, go through your old stuff. Remind yourself how great comics are, because they are great. All of that nostalgia, all of those fun reads that you had when you were a kid, they're still there if you've collected them. You're still within reach. Take an hour or so out and remind yourself why comics are so great. And this is just one incredibly obscure book. Probably one of the last romance comics. I think DC did romance up until 76 or 77 or so, back through their super spectacular days, because I remember a 100-page Our Love or My Love comic. That's exceptionally rare, because nobody was collecting them. You'd be amazed what you can find if you just look. So give your retailer a chance. Go take a couple hours out, especially right now, because they can really use the money for their end of the year books. They could use the cash flow. Go over there and take a look at what it got.
Randy, do we know who the cover artist is on this?
No idea. None whatsoever. It looks like a couple of photographs, though, that were put together.
Yeah.
Though I couldn't tell you where or when. Like I said, it's meant to look like an old romance paperback novel.
Mm-hmm. How long did this series last?
Not very long. I'd have to dig up an Overstreet and take a look to see. I'm pretty sure that's the title it was going by, though. Let me switch to my bifocals here and see what I can find out. Yeah, Sinister House of Secret Love, Volume 2, Number 3, February, March 1972. That's what the indicia says. I don't know how many more Sinister House of Secret Loves there were. I can't say I've ever seen any other ones.
I've now decided to rename my home the Sinister House of Secret Love.
There you go.
Oh, be careful you don't get caught out by the scarf.
The Bride of Mitch Rogers.
Matt Black says no more DC. What's up with that, Matt Black?
No. I think he means no more DC.
Oh, okay. George Zeal apparently did the cover.
All right, thank you.
Matt Black says Ziel. I've never heard of the guy, but I bet he did a lot of romance covers in his day.
Yeah, the mood of that cover could also be like a great gothic novel too.
Yeah, it's exactly what they were going for. Yeah,
could be a Hammer horror poster, couldn't it?
Yeah, that too. Very much so. It's back during that time frame.
Yeah.
With obviously Christopher Lee has to play the Falcon.
Of course, yeah. Christopher Lee, or what's he called? Department S. We said this before, didn't we?
Jason
King. What was his name?
Jason King. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I can see him. Yeah.
Jason King would do it, yeah.
Well, folks, we want to thank you for stopping by this special edition of Sunday Funnies, the special abrupt edition of
just before you conclude, Russ, it was Peter Wingard.
Peter Wingard is Jason King of Department S.
Sorry, Randy.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. A lot more great stuff coming next year, folks. We'll be looking at a lot of different artists. If there's anybody out there you want us to take a look at and look over their work, make sure you leave us a note. Put a comment in the comment section. Whatever platform you watch this on, we'll see it. And we deeply appreciate you whenever you watch the show.
Would you like a quick look at one of my Christmas presents?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here we
as long as it's decent.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing naughty.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
That's pretty.
Nice black pages. Look at that.
My first impression of that book is that it's not thick enough
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
for that subject matter. Yeah.
My wife got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, amazing. Look at that.
There's some absolutely corking stuff in here. Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
The
Fantastic.
cover,
It's such a beautiful book.
cover design reminds me of the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
it
little.
does.
And I
Yeah,
got,
bet it- Bet it was
I've got-
designed by the same person.
Yeah.
I got
Wouldn't
this
surprise
as
me at
well.
all.
This one's not as good, but hold on, I'll try and get it out.
Well,
It's-
Russ is looking for that. I had the.
No, I'm here. I've got it.
Oh, okay.
I've got it. It's a long. So that one's like the art book, and I've got some like DC Universe stuff and Marvel Universe stuff. But I've got a great Conan.
Oh, look at that.
There.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got a load of Buscema art in it and stuff. But it's
who's
basically
published that? Who's
I think
published
it's
Did Titan kick
no
that out?
DK. They did all those kind of things, and it's like when you get like I say, when you get like the Marvel Universe and character guides, and that's all it is. I mean, it's pap, but it's good fun, and there's loads of Buscema artwork in it. Just pick out some bits. There you go. Look at that. Love it. Stuff this is
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
some lovely stuff in it. Really
Yeah.
nice book. It's lovely.
Sweet.
Get yourself some books for Christmas, kids.
Yeah, I had to run my daughter over to the middle of the state for she took a test to become a pharmacist assistant. So
Oh.
she had to be certified in order to handle drugs and
It's research
identify
guide.
different things. Yeah. Well, sorry, over here it's a
I know.
certificate. Over there,
Yeah.
it's a straitjacket. But anyway, she had to become licensed by the state in order to be able to help handle pharmaceutical drugs and that. But while I was there, I was down in Lansing, and I got to visit an old bookstore I hadn't been in decades, Curious Bookshop, which is one of those places that you walk in and when you go in, you're going to be spending hours there if you love books. Because he's got books, and he's got all sorts of books. He's got a whole bookcase back behind the counter of rare Oz, Frank L. Baum Oz books, because he's a big Oz. The guy who owns the store is a big Oz fan. But they've got books on the main floor, old paperbacks, old hardbacks, and then downstairs is old paper, old newspapers, Life magazines, old pulp magazines, old dime store paperbacks with the incredibly really great campy old dime store magazines, the sensationalistic men's story magazines, that kind of stuff. Just great stuff. And then upstairs he's got sports memorabilia and a few other collectible paper things. But I ended up walking out of there, luckily only spending $40. I was like, "Ooh, okay." So I was looking at stuff and going, "Oh, look at this. Oh, okay, that's it." It was a little. The prices were good, but they were still a little high for me. But I was like, "Oh, well, no." My wallet was able to keep me from walking out of there with a lot more. But and I'm getting a great Doc Savage novel for $3 and a collection of Weird Tales stories that's got Pigeons from Hell by Robert E. Howard in it.
That's a favorite Howard story.
Oh yeah, and this book is I've got it upstairs. I've got it on my coffee table next to my big easy chair in the living room. But it's all battered. This Weird Tales collection. The minute I saw it, I'm like, I don't care who's in this. I'm probably going to buy it because it's so just beat up. It's only $2. And it's got all these great Weird Tales stories that were previously published in Weird Tales magazine that also published Howard way back when. And
First
then
appearance of Conan.
Pardon?
First appearance of Conan was in Weird Tales.
All of the sword and sorcery material he did was pretty much through Weird Tales, the ones that were printed back then. Then an old Walt Kelly Pogo book, I Go Pogo, comic strip collection. That was like $3.95. It's beaten up. A couple of the pages were loose, that kind of thing. But my pride and joy, I found a book that's a collection of articles, essays written by old pulp writers about how they did their craft. And it's got like articles by Lester Dent and Maxwell Grant and all of these big time pulp writers in it, talking about how they were, what it was like working for a penny a word, that kind of stuff. It's great stuff. Anyway. But yeah, pretty proud of that little haul. And only getting out of there with only $40 because they get a lot of great stuff. Almost walked out with some reprints of Penny Dreadfuls of what would you call them? I think that's what they were called. Old Wild West tall tale pamphlets. Like Billy the Kid Saves the Day, that kind of stuff. Just great material.
So I just been sent an email. If there was any doubt that people are hungry for classic material and hoping that people will produce it, $700,000 on Kickstarter for Heavy Metal magazine is proof of that.
Yep.
700,000.
I do hope that what they produce is true to the old magazine.
What was
they
the
won't
goal?
they won't get a second one if they don't.
What was the goal?
Oh, I don't know. But
it was way under that, though. I think it was only 5,000 or 10,000.
Maybe if they put crap out, they won't need another one. They'll have enough money to not bother doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're working hard. I think they're working hard to bring back that original flavor because that brand was so tainted by the previous owner. That was terrible.
I stopped reading them when they started insulting their fans. Calling people who read the book like, oh, every dirty name of the book, and I'm like, do you understand what property you have?
No, they didn't. That's the point.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, they did.
Everybody just wanted to modernize everything instead of just giving people what they want. There's this constant fight. Like, oh, you should never give in to fans or give in to people. You, as an artist, you should make what you want and not worry about what anyone else wants. And it's like, no, that's just as bad as saying you should never give a fan anything. It's just as bad as saying that the artist should never do what they feel they should do. You have to compromise. You have to come somewhere in between. You have a vision. You want to create stuff. There's no point in having a vision to create stuff that nobody wants to buy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Put it on your wall. But the bottom line is a comic book or a magazine or a film or whatever, they're commercial items. They're not just art. They are commercial items. So you have to see the benefits of both sides. You can't just be blinkered and say, I must never give what people want. And at the same time, you can't be blinkered to the point that all artists and creators must do exactly what I want them to do in a book. Because that's the whole point of being entertained, is to have somebody come up with something to entertain you. Otherwise, you just entertain yourself. So it's this compromise of the two. Yeah, there are no toxic fans, but at the same time, creators are there to create for you. And it's just ridiculous. And it got to a point where we're basically cutting people off at the knees to cutting brands and IPs and creators off at the knees to, make things that people will enjoy and buy. So I really do. I think I'm going to try and back that while I still can, because my fingers are tightly crossed that they're going to bring it back properly. I do hope they do. I do hope they do.
The people that I've talked to that are involved in it, that's their intent, at least.
Good.
So we'll see how that goes. But also at the same time, over at Kickstarter, there's another campaign where they're trying to do an American version of Metal Hurlant that they have been doing over in France.
I thought that's what heavy metal was.
Years. Yeah, which is where heavy metal started from.
Mm.
But they're looking on doing volumes of Metal Hurlant over here, probably quarterly, if I remember right, 250 or so pages at a hit. And they've been doing them already, collecting mostly the old stuff from the European artists over in France and Italy, I believe. They've had Metal Hurlant coming out for a couple of years. Now they want to bring it here to the States. So that campaign is also available over in Kickstarter. great Mobius, great Droulet material. Just
Corbin.
the old Corbin, just the old great classic stuff with the old great classic feel.
So they're reprinting the old stuff.
That, and they're printing some new stuff or previously unpublished stuff, depending, like we can't print any new Mobius, obviously, but you can print previously unpublished or rarely seen Mobius over there.
The only downside to this
they're talking about
is I've just gone over there to pledge, and it's $15 for a heavy metal issue 1 cover, about £12. But to get it to me in the United Kingdom is another $36.
Sorry for that.
I don't think I can do that.
Can you not get the PDF?
That's just terrible, isn't it? 36. Could you imagine how badly that's hurting them?
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be.
That's a stupid postage rates anymore.
Now, the new heavy metal, does anyone know if it's going to be sold in stores, or is it like exclusively on crowdfunding?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what their distribution level is, but I would imagine it's going through retailers as well.
Okay,
I mean, comic shop.
I really want to get that, those books, but right now my financial situation isn't the best. So, I was just going to, if they're selling them in stores, I'll just wait until they're on stores, unfortunately, because I'd love to back it. But
yeah, the problem is like, we'll be finding this out. Hopefully, touch wood, is once we get a few issues of the Atlantean underway, is that to get the kind of numbers we want people to read, we will be making very little money. So on a pro rata basis, it's not like you make a lot of money out of a Kickstarter or crowdfunder, but you get more direct funds immediately.
Yeah.
So, I have to sit and draw the thing for 3 months. I don't get paid enough to do that. I'm just fortunate enough that I'm in a situation where I can make that my project and do it. But I do want to make money out of it, okay, at some point.
Of course.
But if you get a 10 grand, say you put out a 60-page book and you get a 10 grand turnover, including your post and print and everything, you might be lucky if you take in 3,000 of that 10,000, okay? And got to remember, that's paid for you to do the book, so it's not profit; it's production money, effectively. But for you to sell 10,000 of them, you need to send it out to retail. You're not going to sell that many, and that's the idea of making comic books, is to get lots of people to read. I mean, I'm happy to have 1,000 people read it and us make enough money to make it a venture. But you would like it to go further afield. But as soon as you start getting into tens of thousands, the only way to get that done is through retail. But then you get like $1 a book.
Yeah.
So, it is. I think it's probably the best thing to do in the end. What you've got to do is make sure that your crowdfunder, the people that back you, they get their book first. They're looked after. They might get something a little bit extra out of it. Okay, they feel special because they backed you early. But then, they also get the whole concept is they get the first printing. We make a point of making a difference between the books. So the second printing, forever, is out in the retail space. Okay, and hopefully you sell that much more of them. But it's just it is a real it's a dilemma, because obviously you make more back immediately out of per book, but it's how many books that you can sell through a crowdfunding process.
Yeah.
And obviously they're not having a problem because they've got a massive name and a massive potential fan base. But still, it's I think they will go to retail with it.
I told you about Crikey when I put that into borders and stuff.
Yeah.
W.H. Smith, they wanted 10,000 quid just to go through the door, and then you're not guaranteed that Sharon or Tony, who work in the back, will put your book on the shelf when it's sold out.
No.
So that stock of 50 copies could be in the back because they don't know, they don't care, whatever.
The way to counteract that now is via Amazon. Amazon won't advertise your book. Okay, you've got to do your own advertising. You've got to do your own searching, your own management of awareness of your book. But because it is on Barnes and Noble, Amazon, whatever, if people have accounts with Amazon, so for instance, if they got Prime because they do stuff all year, their postage is free.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your book is like $15 and it's free to post.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. You might only get $1 out of it, but there's more chance of you getting people to just go, oh yeah, I'll get that $15. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Instead of $35 because it's got postage on it or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, it is different. And you don't want to bend your knee to the evil empire, but you've got to go the route you can to get those books out into people's hands.
Well, that's what you were saying about compromise. I mean, you've got to
Compromising.
There are certain things you have to do if you want.
Exactly.
Like you say, you could just produce your book and only you and your mum see it. You know. So,
exactly. What's the point in that? The point is that other people that you communicate. That's the whole point of the stories that we write and draw, is to communicate to people. That's why we look at these fantastic comics, every week, is because it's about that communication.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have it on here. I mean, this comic we have today. How many people have seen that recently?
I've never seen it until today.
I've never seen it anyway. But it's just it's a gift to get that out to people so that they can see it. And that's what you want with your own books. You want people to consume them. You want people to enjoy them. Maybe you'll inspire someone. Maybe you'll set something in motion. It's that communication between you and another human being. And the more you can do it, the better it is. So, yeah, sometimes, exactly as you're saying, you have to compromise and say, right, I'm going to work with the evil empire so that I can get more books out there.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think Russ should show us the new Batman comic book he teased us with then.
Well, I don't know what that one is.
It's about 2 years.
Oh, what,
back.
this one?
Oh.
Or there's
that would be fun to look through sometime real soon. Yeah,
we could flick through. We could flick through my Batman books. Yeah,
we'll happily do that. Matt, we'll try to set that up in the next couple of weeks. So I've got a drawing, how to draw a book off of the Batman animated stuff that we could also show off along with that. That's fun. That's something you don't get to see every day. That's why I always ask if someone has their books on Amazon in Europe. I got the Shadow Kingdom for $3.
That's euro.
€3 shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I'm very often here.
I'm actually talking to telling now, Randy. I'm talking to someone on the 2nd about some marketing.
Okay.
And it's just if everything's there, it's available on Amazon. There, and you can market it quite directly. We'll see where we can go. I definitely want to do a bit more marketing next year. See if we can get the books out to more people.
Yep. Matt says he was talking about this last night.
Yes, that one. Right. Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
We'll do that one.
We'll do that. I'm curious to see it too. So, bet there's some great stuff in it. All right, folks. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. This is our last broadcast of the year. We'll see you in 2025. We hope that you do really well. We'll be back Friday morning at 5 a.m. looking at something. I still haven't decided what to show yet, but we'll look at something really good. If you go back and take a look at our archives, we've looked at a lot of really great stuff already, and we are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel under, I think she's got us as almost a playlist under Comics History. She's also showing all of the Comics by Night and the Sunday Funnies in a group, but we're also there archived over at the Indie Comics Network ever since we started rebroadcasting a couple of years ago and started showing off these great books by these incredibly gifted sequential artists. So Matt says, see you all next year. Seems so far away. Oh, wait, it's only next week. It is. Truly is. Folks, like I said before, if you get a chance, go visit your local retailer. They would really appreciate it, especially at the end of the year, to help them balance out their books, cover their expenses, and get them started off with a nice 2025. Go over to funmycomic.com. Take a look at the projects that are over there. Like Hatch Annotated is over there. Is Boger over there, Mitch?
No, I haven't crowdfunded the Boger yet over there.
Okay, is there any Boger crowdfunds available right now?
No. If you've kept up with me, this is the audience I'm talking to. on my Facebook account. I am going to crowdfund a book either mid or late January. It's non-Boga related. It's the Flesh and Blood collection. I'm collecting them all into one volume. All the ones I have done so far. So keep an eye out for that.
All right. Our next Russ's and my next campaign won't be until March, and that'll be for Atlantean 2. So more information on that, go to russleach.com and sign up for that mailing list. So, and then get Hatch annotated over at Fund My Comic right now, along with a lot of other really great projects. You'll see an Arrow Comic store spring up there soon. Hopefully, we're supposed to meet the next couple of days and make some definite plans. I just went to breakfast with Susan Van Camp on Friday, and we were talking what we're doing for our Anniverse collection. So that'll be coming out next year as well. There'll be a Anniverse Omnibus as well as a Varsel's Vixen collection from Sue, and she's currently working on material for that now, including a brand new cover. And there's already a new story done waiting to be printed in the book. Do backers get a signed copy from the creators?
We can make that happen.
We can make it happen.
We can make it happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. Marv says, Happy New Year. Hopefully next year will be better than this one was. See you soon. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My year, all the way from the start to finish, has been one domino after the next. Yeah. It's been great. I'm sure everybody else's has too. Folks, here's to a happier 2025. Hope the economy gets a little bit better. Hope we sell a lot more comics. Buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours, folks. And go over there and try to keep this industry in better shape than what you found it, please, because those antisocial platforms can be very, very trollish. We need to speak a lot more positively about what we're doing and how much we love it, and the industry, and how much we love the stuff in it, and what brought us into it, what keeps us going in it, like these great books that we look at here on our shows, and what we're working on, especially, and we want people to read. So we need to be a lot more positive out there. Let's try to make it a point, because what you put out there into the air comes back to you, believe it or not. You know, if you stay positive and you're out there spreading the word positively, it's bound to come back and help you out in the long run. So let's do that. Give comics as gifts. I know most of the gift giving on this holiday season is gone, but you still got some friends out there that you know would enjoy a great copy of The Watchmen, or then DC makes a cheap, inexpensive, I should say, copy of The Watchmen available now, and some of their better books are available at bookstores. And we have some great campaigns like over at Fund My Comic. There's some great comics out there, folks, just waiting for it to be discovered and for you to show to your friends. So, all right, I think that's it. Take care, everyone.
Yep. See you later.
Have a great rest of your year. Have a safe year. Happy New Year. Be careful when you're out there drinking and driving. Don't
as we're done,
yeah, don't drink and drive, you'll spill it.
Don't drink and drive. Yep, you'll spill it. Take care, everybody.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage.
How many times a week do I eat butter sausage? I can't count that high.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed. If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Smell this shoe.
Excuse me?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.